Good afternoon to you, our viewers, and welcome to this important session coming to you live from the MICT-Kavango West Regional Office here in Kurenkuru. I am Mateo Samutenya. I'm the Senior Public Relations Officer for the Kavango West Regional Council, and I'll be your host for this session today. On the 25th of October 2025, Namibia will join the rest of the world in commemorating World Food Day. Kavango West will host the national event at Ngamagoro village in the Ngamagoro constituency. To give us more information on this, I'm honored to welcome to our studios the Kavango West Regional Governor, Honorable Verna Sunimba. Good afternoon, Honorable, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mutenya. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get into it. The World Food Commemoration Day. Kavango West is hosting this year's World Food Day.
Communities play in feeding our nation. It's also a moment to reflection, to assess the challenges we face, and to reaffirm our collective commitment to building sustainable food systems. So, like you rightly said, Mr. Mutenya, this year's theme is water is life, water is food. Leave no one behind. This day will bring together farmers, policymakers, traditional leaders, development partners, and the broader public. It is a call for us to action and a reminder that water is the foundation of agriculture. Without water, we cannot talk about food, nutrition, and life itself, and that no community should be left or feel left behind in our pursuit of food security.
Right. That's well said, Honorable Governor. We cannot speak, of course, we cannot commemorate World Food Day without speaking about food security. What would you say is the status of food security in our region?
As you know, that Kavango West region is 91% rural. So many rural regions in Namibia, including our region, we continue, of course, to grapple with food security challenges at household level. Subsistence farming remains a major livelihood source, but it is also often hindered by climate variability, poor soil condition, and limited access to modern farming input and infrastructure. So now these challenges sometimes really makes it difficult for families to consistently produce enough food for their families throughout the year. That said, we are seeing steady improvement. People have really started to see the need to continuously trying to grow food. In areas where communities have embraced climate-smart agriculture, irrigation projects, as well as backyard gardening. And it is also prudent for me to mention that as a regional governor, we are about to launch a fruit tree planting in the region. And we are looking forward that each household in Kavango West region must at least have 2 fruit trees just for this, under this earmarked project that we are about to launch. This is done because we are really trying to see how we can assist in food security. So meaning we have to come up with all sorts of initiatives for us to address this food security. So now we are witnessing increased productivity and resilience. Our people have started to understand that the climate is changing. So they need to try to do things a little bit different. So these successes demonstrate with the right support and mindset, we can transform our food system and improve livelihood across our region.
All right. Now, there is always a tag that keeps haunting our region, and this is the tag that we are ranked as one of the poorest regions in Namibia. What do you think are the underlying issues keeping the region at this level to be considered one of the poorest?
I think it is important for us to understand when we are referred to as the poorest region, it's not necessarily only food. So the main challenges, it stems from limited infrastructure, for instance, such as water, roads, low level of investment perhaps in agriculture, and inadequate access to market and financial services. So many of our farmers, like still rely on rain-fed agriculture. And really that our rainfall is sporadic. So making them so vulnerable to drought as well as inconsistent rainfall patterns, like I said, is very, very sporadic. So in addition, we have high unemployment, of course, that we know, but then the government is hard at work to initiate projects, to initiate agro-processing projects, to capacitate our young people, to give them opportunities, for them also to start seeing that agribusiness, it's a business. Agriculture is actually a business. Manufacturing, and of course, services. However, this situation, I don't think it's hopeless. We can't feel that we are so vulnerable that nothing can be done to change the current status quo. We have fertile land, it's a fact. We have water, and most importantly, we have our people. Very hardworking, innovative, and determined. So the government is committed and hard at work addressing these issues through targeted development programs that will strengthen infrastructure. Because if we address or close the infrastructural gaps, meaning we are addressing some of these issues now that leads to poor food security and so on. So if we can really just focus, come up with some targeted initiative as government, we are going to close the gap. And our government is hard at work. So we need to expand to economic opportunity. We need to strengthen the infrastructure, build local capacity. With this, I know it will really, really change the status quo of Kavango West being labeled as one of the poorest regions. And of course, also, we should continue to invest in irrigation systems. It's important because we cannot expect different results if we just have perhaps the two green schemes that we have. Of course, we know Musese is privately run, and we actually have Sikondo. But we need to think of how we can still support perhaps other constituencies to benefit from irrigation systems. If we can expand, I don't see us still remaining being called the poorest region. And of course, agro-processing, which is eventually going to create employment for our region. We can add value to so many products in our region. Those are things that we need to look at, because if we continue to do things the same way, I don't see us having different results. So we need to empower our youth, and we can transform these challenges into opportunities for growth, as well as food sovereignty.
Right. Well said. Now, you mentioned Namibia's rainfall pattern. You mentioned drought. Of course, this might be due to climate change and so on. And this keeps on making Namibia face food insecurity, particularly in the rural areas. What practical steps are taken to ensure that non-Namibian goes hungry?
So with that, we need to really first, we know the problems our people are faced with or facing. So we need to implement practical and people-centered intervention to address food insecurity. And this includes partnering with key government ministries and development agencies to support smallholder farmers with seeds, fertilizers, training, as well as access to market. I came across many smallholder farmers, and most of the time they really talk about access to markets and all this. So we need to explore, we need to assist them. When we are saying they need to produce, They need to know after producing, where are they taking their produce to? And there are programs already under the Ministry of Agriculture, of course, where farmers are benefiting from seeds, fertilizers, and so on. But I think we can just strengthen what we are doing so far. And then we also need to promote the backyard gardening, homestead farming, and nutrition education to improve food. Backyard gardening, I always give an example of Zambezi region. And I think we all know in Namibia that this is one region I've really seen backyard gardening the people are doing so well. And I want Kavango West to do the same. So if we can have fruit trees at every household, if we can have backyard gardens at every household, don't you think we're going to address that? We will, definitely. We will. So we have to really make sure that we empower our people. And some of these initiatives, I don't think they really cost us millions, too much. Let us start somewhere. We see how it will work, and then we can expand. But I'm very positive to know that if each household can really have a backyard garden where they have their own food that they can consume, I don't think we'll go wrong. So, and then we need to also improve, we need to diversify at household level. I know some of our farms, yes, people of course have the right to decide if you are given a farm, what you want to farm with. But we need to think of diversifying. You have your livestock here and you also have your crop production at the other side. So because can you imagine how many farms we have in the region? If at least every farmer can think of, I will put a small garden. Each household is having a backyard garden. We can address the food insecurity. So honestly, everybody should bring their side as individuals, as farmers, because it is the government's idea that we address food insecurity in our country. And also we need to encourage our youth involvement in agriculture. You still get some of these young people who believe that agriculture is for my parents, is for my grandparents. I'm too young to do that. Remember, I already say that they need to look at agriculture now as a business. We have seen millionaires, if not billionaires, making so much money from agriculture. So our young people must also now start to change their minds to see agriculture as also a business opportunity, and they can also employ other young people. So we talk about unemployment, but if we can really, each one starts your small garden, it's not possible for you to work there alone. You might bring 1 or 2 people to come and assist you in your garden. So really, our young people must see an opportunity in agriculture and do it as a business. And also if we can support irrigation schemes and as well as water harvesting. Sometimes it sounds like it's far-fetched, but really these are things that we can do, water harvesting techniques, and also to reduce dependence on rainfall and increase year-round production. Because if we continue to rely on rainfall, I don't think also we will address that issue now, like as early as yesterday. So we need really to bring in all these techniques in place so that we make sure that we can produce food throughout the year. So these initiatives are part of a broader national vision, one where no Namibian goes hungry, and where food security becomes a reality for every household. We want to make sure that no one in Kavango West, no one in Namibia actually goes hungry, if we can implement some of these initiatives. Yes.
Right. I think that will be a great effort for every Namibian if we succeed in making sure that no one goes hungry. Mm-hmm. The preparations for the World Food Day commemoration are in full swing. Namagoro constituency, Namagoro village will be hosting this year's event. What message do you have for the people of Kavango West region and Namibia at large as far as this event is concerned?
I think my message is simple but powerful. Food security is everyone's responsibility. And I repeat, food security is everyone's responsibility. Let us use this occasion as a region, not only to celebrate progress, but to reflect on what more we can do as individuals, families, as well as communities to fight hunger and poverty. To our farmers, I say, continue producing with resilience, pride, and innovation. You are the backbone of our nation's food system. To our youth, I urge you to explore agriculture as a space of opportunity, not just survival. It offers careers in agribusiness, technology, marketing, and value addition. And to all stakeholders, the government, from government to civil society, to the private sector, let us continue to build a strong partnership that uplift our people and secure our future. I am sure together we can transform Kavango West into a region of growth and self-reliance in abundance. So with that, while I'm still here, Mr. Mtenya, I would like to urge the residents of Namagoro and all the surrounding areas to please come and celebrate with us this day. It is their day, actually. So we are bringing it to Namagoro this time because we want them to feel government coming closer to them. And this time to remind them, or to remind ourselves, the importance of food security. Why each one must play their role or their part to produce food. So they need to come in big numbers. Whoever in Namibia, all the 14 regions, you are all invited. Please come and join us in Kavango West, Namagoro constituency, to come and celebrate this day with us.
Well said. I think, of course, people are welcome. We hope to see Namagoro packed with people. We want to see the event become a success. Just before we let you go, Honorable Governor, is there anything else you would like to add with regards to this event and anything else?
Yes, I must be grateful and appreciate the government for choosing Kavango West region to be the host of this year's World Food Day commemoration. It reaffirms the government's commitment to decentralization and to empowering rural communities. I want to sincerely commend our farmers, traditional leaders, development partners, and residents for their unwavering commitment to improving food security and resilience in Kavango West. Let us continue to work hand in hand. When we invest in food security, we are not only fighting hunger, we are building dignity, empowering our communities, and shaping a brighter future for all Namibians.
All right, well said, Honorable Governor. Now, that brings us to the end of our discussion. Once more, Honorable Governor, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you in our studios, and we do wish you have a pleasant week ahead. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, and I'm very, very happy that you could have me here this morning.
Thank you. All right, that brings us to the end of our discussion for today's session. From me, your host, Mateus Mtenya, and the rest of the MICT-Kavango West Regional team, it's a goodbye from us.